not being a major tournament. Then we are also going to discuss about the greatest front three trial ever in Premier League history. And the final topic will be, can Mohamed Salah win the Ballon d'Or this year? Before we go through all this topic, I would like you all to go on our social media platform and follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook at Jab Media TV. And I also want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Jab Media TV. And you can also follow me on Instagram at i.am_amin. You can also follow me on Snapchat at Mr. Amin, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Amin. Alright, so straight to today's issue. Now, on Sunday, Liverpool defeated Manchester City by 2-0 at the Etihad. And after the game, Jamie Carragher, former Liverpool captain, he won the Champions League with Liverpool in 2006 in Istanbul. Brought to a comment, he was being asked, can Salah win the Ballon d'Or? And he said currently Salah is the best player in the world currently. But he went on to say, if you want to win the Ballon d'Or, you need to perform at both sides, perform for your national team and also perform for your club side. But here lies the case where Salah doesn't really perform for Egypt. Anytime he goes to his national team, he doesn't really perform for Egypt. And then he says he still believes that the AFCON is not a major tournament. So this is what I'm going to discuss today. Before I even go to the comments that Jamie Carragher said, this is my own opinion. You see, before the Euros, let's take the Euros for example. Before the Euros became the Euros, you actually need to fix your local league. Now, you know the reason why Africans, South Americans, North Americans, Oceanians and Asians for the Euros is that the Europeans have been able to develop their local league. It's a local league. They've been able to develop the local league to a certain extent, where the local league is the one propagating the Euros. So, because I mean, today, people watch the Premier League, people watch the Italian Serie A, people watch the German League, people watch the Italian Serie A, the Portuguese League, the Dutch Eredivisie, the Belgian League, the Scottish Premier League, etc. These are the attractive leagues that the whole world follow. Now, these leagues are producing world-class European talents. Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, Marcus Rashford, Cole Palmer. They are producing world-class players. So, if you go to Africa, for example, if you come to Africa here, if you like go to a village in Tanzania or go to a village in Cameroon and any child you see, any person you see, just ask him to mention at least 5 players in Real Madrid, he's going to mention you. Mention 5 players at Manchester United, you will 5 players at Liverpool, he will mention. He'll be able to mention even their stadiums, tell him that what's the name of Liverpool stadium, he'll tell you that it's Anfield. Ask him what's the, even Atletico Madrid, ask him what is the name of the stadium of Atletico Madrid, he'll tell you it's called the Wanda Metropolitano. Ask him what's the name of the stadium for FC Porto, he'll tell you it's called Estadio de Dragao. Because the Europeans have been able to propagate their league in a certain way that the league is very attractive. You can sit down Saturdays, for example. I'm always home Saturdays. When it's 12:30, I just tune into the Premier League, and I'll watch the Premier League from 12:30 to the last kickoff. Same as La Liga. Sometimes on Sundays, for example, Premier League fixtures can start around 2 o'clock. Around 11 o'clock, when I'll be watching the Belgian League, I'll be watching the Scottish Premiership, I'll be watching the Turkish Super League, because it's attractive. The graphics alone, the gameplay alone will attract you. They've used club football to be able to propagate their league. So anytime it's time for international tournaments like the Euros, You want to watch it because it's attractive. You want to see how Rashford will perform, how Thomas Müller will perform, how Kimmich will perform. You want to see all these guys, how Mo Salah will perform, how Lamine Yamal will perform, how Dani Olmo will perform, how Mbappe will perform. You want to see it. You are interested in seeing it. You get it. But you see, when it comes to African football, how many of us patronize the local league? How many of us patronize local football? We barely even watch Ghana Premier League. We barely watch Ghana Premier League. The most attractive leagues in Africa is probably the South African League, the Egyptian League, the Moroccan League, or even the Algerian League. But how many of us even watch those leagues? Even the Algerians or the Egyptians, how many of them watch it? If it comes to the Egyptian League, if it's not Al Ahly or Zamalek, we are not going to watch. If it's not Al Ahly or Zamalek, we are not going to watch. If you go to South Africa and it's not Amazulu or Orlando Pirates or Sundowns or Kaiser Chiefs, we will not watch. When you go to Algeria, the same thing with Algeria, we will not watch. If you go to Morocco and it's not Wydad Casablanca or Royal Casablanca, we will not watch. But go to England. Somebody yesterday, for example, Brighton Bournemouth, I watched the game. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace yesterday evening, I watched it because it's attractive. The gameplay is very good. But it's not the same for Africa. Ghana, the only league that is patronized in Ghana is Accra House of Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And people don't even patronize the league. People don't even watch it. The few people that watch it is the only match that I can tell you for a fact that it's able to gather some sort of hype. How many people is going to sit there and watch Juice FC versus Heart of Lions? Ghanaians are not going to watch. It's the same with other African leagues. Ghanaians are not going to watch other African leagues. So until the Europeans, until the South Americans, until the North Americans, until the Asians, until the Oceanians are going to take the AFCON serious, then we need to pressurize our league. We need to fix our league. And our leaders are not doing that because of corruption. You know what annoys me about African leaders is that we are so much focused on bribery and corruption to the extent that we never think about development. If money is given to us by FIFA for development, we will rather squander the money than fixing the issue. Forgotten now, when the league becomes attractive or when you are able to fix the problem, you get more than 5 times of the profit you are looking for. We don't realize that. We don't actually realize that. In our mind is that, you know what, let's just get the money and let's just get out of here. We don't want to fix the issue. And the issue keeps persisting. Now to Jamie Carragher's issue. I support Carragher in a way, I don't support Carragher in another way. Because AFCON is not that attractive. Most of the matches are boring. Even the top teams, Ghana versus Cote d'Ivoire versus Cameroon, Egypt versus Tunisia, even the top countries in Africa, Mali and Senegal, is still boring. It's boring. The pitches are not good. The system, you find it difficult to see the sort of system that our coaches are using. The players, see, the only reason why even some of the Europeans and some of these Americans and all these people and these Asians, the reason why they even watch AFCON is that they want to see certain players like Salah, players like Mohamed Kudus, players like Antoine Semenyo. They want to see African stars, like in the past, the likes of Emmanuel Adebayo, the likes of Didier Drogba, the likes of Samuel Eto'o, the likes of Kolo Toure, the likes of Yaya Toure. They wanted to see players like that and how they will perform. That was the only reason they were patronizing the African Cup of Nations. And that is the reason why today people are still watching the AFCON. People want to see Riyad Mahrez. People want to see Kalidou Koulibaly. People want to see these players. But in terms of the total gameplay, the pitches, how attractive the AFCON is, forget about it. The Europeans or the Americans or the Asians don't care. They don't care about it. Just look at the time difference between North and South America to Europe. But they will still watch the Euros because they want to see Toni Kroos. They want to see Luka Modric. They want to see Cristiano Ronaldo. They want to see Rooney. They want to see Harry Kane. They want to see Robert Lewandowski. They want to see these great players. It's attractive. The pitches are good. Let's look at the last Euros in Germany. Signal Iduna Park, Allianz Arena, the Stuttgart area. They want to see these stadiums because they are attractive, they are beautiful. The cities are very beautiful. But even the AFCON, you can hardly show Abidjan. You can hardly show Yamoussoukro because the cities are not beautiful. So we can't even promote these cities. In Cameroon, we can't show Yaoundé. You can't show Olembe because the cities are not beautiful. The only city you can show is Johannesburg and Cape Town, or Casablanca and Cairo, or Algiers or Tunis. And even these cities are being destroyed. Even these cities are getting ridden by drugs, by crime, death, rubbish. So the AFCON is not attractive. And that is why Mr. Carragher is saying that it's not a major tournament. But it is a major tournament. The Asian Cup is a major tournament. Copa America is a major tournament. I can tell you for a fact that Copa America is not even far from the AFCON. Why? If the Copa America was very, very attractive at the Euros, they wouldn't play last edition of the Copa America in the United States of America. Why? Because the US is a very beautiful country. The US is beautiful. The US is very, very beautiful. It's attractive. Imagine playing a match in New York City, or imagine playing a match in New York City, or imagine playing a match in Chicago, in Las Vegas, in Indianapolis. It's beautiful. It's very, very, very beautiful. Imagine playing a match in all these countries, in all these cities. That is why they went there, to be able to get more promotion, to be able to further promotion in all these countries. That was the reason why the Copa America was sent to the United States. But Europe is not going to do that, because Europe already have the stadiums, they have the cities, the countries are beautiful. I can decide to play Euros in Vienna, in Austria. I can decide to take it to Czech Republic, to Sweden, to Norway, to Finland, to Spain, to Portugal, to England, to Scotland. I can decide to take it to all these countries because it's attractive. They have the stadiums, they have the facilities, they have everything. UEFA has invested heavily. But it's not the same for all other continents. I think now Asia is doing very well. At least there are some attractive countries. There is Qatar, there is the United Arab Emirates, there is Kuwait, there is China, there is Singapore. All these countries are attractive. Malaysia. So that is the issue. So what Carragher is saying is true. People have criticized him. And this morning I saw a post from Joey Barton, who was supporting Carragher. He was justifying his case on corruption and bribery. And just imagine the last AFCON. Just imagine the last AFCON. That the referee ended a match on the 85th minute, brought back the match again and closed on the 89th minute. Look at this. Look at this. So what Carragher is saying is true. It's a major tournament, yes. As for that part, I disagree with him. But the AFCON is not close to the Euros. It's not close to the World Cup. I mean, it's a little bit close to South America because South America is just a little bit close to Africa. It's not that attractive. Probably apart from Argentina and maybe Chile and Brazil. I mean, the rest of the countries are struggling, just like Africa, Colombia, Venezuela, Bolivia, Peru. They're just like Africa, you know. They're just like Africa. You get it? So taking this point to Mo Salah, The same Carragher says that it will be absolutely difficult. It will be absolutely difficult for Carragher, for Mohamed Salah to win the Ballon d'Or. Currently, I think he's the best player in the world. I think so. But I still believe in Carragher because look at the last Ballon d'Or, for example. The whole reason why Rodri won the Ballon d'Or ahead of Vinicius is because Spain won the Euros. And Rodri was key to Spain winning the Euros. It's as simple as that. Vinicius was poor in Copa America for Brazil. He was very, very poor, and that's the reason why he was able to win that ahead of Vinicius Jr. And it's true. Forget about the attractiveness of winning the AFCON. Salah never does well for Egypt. And you see, yeah, Salah is doing well, but Mbappe is also doing well this season. Vinicius is also doing well this season. Chris Wood is doing well this season. There are a lot of, even Alexander Isak is doing well this season. So most of these players I have mentioned, if they are able to do well for their national team, they might win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Salah. But Salah has an advantage because this year the AFCON is being played in December, and I think by then the Ballon d'Or would have been done. This year is all qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers. So Salah still has a huge advantage to win the Ballon d'Or if he's able to win the Premier League with Liverpool this season, and even win the Champions League or even go far in the Champions League. I don't think Liverpool will win the Champions League, but even if he's able to win the league and he's able to win the Carabao Cup and he's able to go far in the Champions League, I think he might be able to win the Ballon d'Or. So in terms of the Ballon d'Or, I think Salah will be able to win the Ballon d'Or. I think he deserves it, as long as he's able to keep consistency for the remainder of the season and able to do well in the starting of next season. And I think the Ballon d'Or will be for him. But the AFCON wears, in a way, I still think what Carragher said is true. But I still don't believe that. I still disagree with him saying that the Ballon d'Or the AFCON is not a major tournament. I still believe it's still a major tournament. Yes, it's just not close to the Euros. Yes, the difference between I think it's better than the Asian Cup. It's better than CONCACAF. The difference between the AFCON and Copa America is just slightly. It's just slightly. So a lot of African calling Carragher a racist and all that. It's high time we Africans put our emotions aside and focus on the issue. And the issue here is that yes, the AFCON can be a major tournament, or the AFCON is a major tournament, but we have a lot of things to do if we want to catch up to the Euros, and I've mentioned a lot of them. Before you can get the AFCON to even be attractive, you need to face our local league. As I said earlier on, the top leagues in Europe is the Spanish La Liga, the English Premier League, the Italian Serie A, the German Bundesliga, the French Ligue 1, the Dutch Eredivisie, the Portuguese League. These are the top leagues in Europe. The other leagues like the Czech League, like the Turkish Super League, the Scottish Premiership, the Danish League, the Swedish League, the Norwegian League, all these leagues I've mentioned, including the Czech League, are still better than our top leagues in Africa. You can't compare the Egyptian League to the Czech League. No, come on, you can't do that. You can't even compare it to the Greek Super League. You can't even compare it to the Greek Super League. You can't even compare the South African League to it. I watch the South African League almost all the time. I watch the South African League. I love to watch Mamelodi Sundowns. I like to watch Kaizer Chiefs. I like to watch Amazulu. My favorite South African club is Cape Town Spurs, which was formerly known as Ajax Cape Town. They are now in the second division of the South African League. I watch all these teams. But anybody that watches the South African League can tell me for a fact that they have very good stadiums, very good pitches. They have a very good camera, but the overall gameplay of the league is very, very bad. If you pick a team like Stellenbosch, so let's say Stellenbosch versus Swallows, Maroka Swallows. If you pick these two matches, you can't watch more than 20 minutes of these matches. This match, you can't watch more than 20 minutes. It's as if it's children playing their matches. Very slow, very boring, no creativity. Some of the chances they miss or some of the goals they score, you think it's an amateur football. But the facilities and all these things are there. But it's just boring. If you look at the Egyptian league, for example, apart from Zamalek, then Al Ahly, you can't watch the other matches. You can't. It's boring. You sometimes ask yourself, is there a coach or is there a technical team? Because you find it difficult even trying to understand the sort of gameplay they are playing. And it's a similar thing with the AFCON. See Ghana, for example. Most of the players that play for Ghana in the AFCON play their football in Europe. But when they come to the AFCON, you can't even understand the sort of gameplay they are playing. You don't even know the sort of formation they are playing. They play like children. They just get the ball, beat the ball inside. They can't dribble, they can't score goals. Most of the matches are 0-0, 0-0, 1-0, 0-0, 1-0. Goalkeepers are making simple errors. So forget about the emotions. We are all emotional. But if you follow emotions too much, you will not be able to understand. You will not be able to solve. You will not be able to solve issues, or you will not be able to solve solutions or problems. You need to put emotions aside and let's focus on how to be able to change our league. That is all. We need to be able to put our emotions aside. What Jamie Carragher said is the truth. Even though not everything he said is right, but it's the truth. Like on a normal scale, 6 over 10 or 7 over 10 of everything he said is the truth. It's the truth. Our local leagues are not good. We don't pay them well. Their buses are not good. The leagues are poor. AFCON is not that great. Publicity wise is not good. So let's forget about the blame game and let's put our leaders accountable for their leadership. They're not doing a great job at all. If you look at the local league, for example, if you look at the Ghana league, for example, the pitches are not good at all. You can get about 5 teams playing in one stadium. If you come to the Ghana Premier League, for example, about 4 teams are playing at the University of Ghana Stadium. Why? You can watch AFCON qualifiers and some of the pitches that some of these countries are playing their AFCON qualifiers, you'll be sad. CAF Confederations Cup, CAF Champions League is not attractive. It's full of corruption, bad referee decisions. Everything is not. It's just not good. All right. So let's move to another point. Our final discussions for today. And today's discussions is about the greatest front three ever in Premier League history. Now, if you look at Premier League history, we've had so many front threes, so many of them. But the notable ones are Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Carlos Tevez. We also have Mohamed Salah, we also have Firmino, and we have Sadio Mane. We also have Aguero, we have Sterling and Sané, we have Henry-Bergkamp-Pires, and we have Drogba-Robben-Duff. So these are the notable ones, or these are the top 5. These are the top 5 front threes in Premier League history. Now, I'm going to rank them according to my opinion. But before I do that, we'll talk about each of these front threes. So let's start with Rooney and Ronaldo and Tevez. So this front three played 42 games. They won 32 and they scored 93 goals. Now, we also Rooney. Rooney was literally one of the greatest footballers we've ever seen in Premier League history, and it's arguably the greatest English player I've ever seen in my life. Don't get me wrong. This guy started playing top class football at the age of 60 years. He burst into the scene at Everton, and since then is history. You saw Ronaldo. Ferguson signed Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon. He came into the Premier League, and since Rodri, he is the last player to win the Ballon d'Or in the Premier League. That was in 2008. We all saw how good Ronaldo was, and same as Tevez. Tevez was brilliant. He was brilliant for United. The only reason why United don't like Tevez is the fact that he went to sign for Man City, but he was a top class footballer. And these three players are arguably part of the greatest players in Premier League history. If you come to Salah, Firmino, and Mane, they are all great. Salah, among them, Salah was the better footballer. Firmino didn't score as much as Mane and Salah, but he was the architect. He will come forward, pick the ball, and release the ball to Salah and Mane, and the goals will keep on flowing. He was absolutely brilliant. And between them, they played 81 matches. They scored 61 goals. Sorry, they scored 178 goals. They won 61 matches. And they were absolutely brilliant. And we have Aguero, we have Sterling, we have Sané. Sterling had his best career at City. Since he moved from City to Chelsea, he's just not himself again. He's struggling. He signed for Arsenal on loan. He's not doing well for Arsenal. I don't even know the reason why Arsenal signed him on loan, to be honest. He's not doing well at all. But at City, he was a cheat code at City. You can be at work and you see City leading 5-0 or 4-0. You go and check, and Sterling has 2 goals. And we all know, I'm not going to talk much about Aguero. Aguero was absolutely brilliant for City. We all know him for the famous goal, Aguero! And that was when City won the league on the final day of the season against Queen's Park Rangers. He's a fantastic player, we all know that. And for Sané was very good, and he was good. He wasn't world class, but he was very, very good. His talent was very exceptional, and he's doing that for Bayern in the Bundesliga. Henry-Bergkamp-Pires. Henry was literally, or is literally, arguably the greatest player ever in Premier League history. Me, I feel Rooney was better, but that's my own opinion. I think to me Rooney was better though, but we still all regard him as the greatest player in Premier League history. And we also Bergkamp, fantastic player. He scored goals. He could score goals. He could create chances. His passes were exceptional. He was an all-around a very good player. And we also Pires, very good. And Drogba-Robben-Duff. Drogba was a very clinical striker. He didn't score a lot of goals in his career, but he was very, very good, very, very effective. We also Robben was very good in England, but I think he had his better career. I think Robben had his better career in general with Bayern, but he was very, very good. Then Duff was also a very, very good player. So looking at all this, your own opinion, put it in the comment section. Among all this front three, arrange them from first to fifth. Who do you think is the best front three in Premier League history? So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Please put that in the comment section. And also give your own idea. What do you think about Jamie Carragher's comments on the AFCON not being a major tournament? Put that also in the comment section. And also tell me, Mo Salah, do you think Mo Salah can win the Ballon d'Or this season? Do you think he's the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or this season? If you don't think Salah deserves it, who do you think so far deserves to win the Ballon d'Or? Put that in the comment section. But to me, my greatest front three ever is Waza, CR7, and Tevez. I think they were the greatest ever. After that, I'll go with Henry-Bergkamp-Pires. Then I'll go with Salah, Firmino, Mane. I'll go with Aguero-Sané-Sterling, then I'll go with Drogba-Robben-Duff. To me, that is my top 5 best trios in Premier League history. Alright, so this is where we are going to end today's episode of Jab Sports on Jab Media TV. Before I close, I would like you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Jab Media TV, and I'd like you all to follow us on all social media platforms at Jab Media TV. You can also follow me personal on Instagram at i.am_Amin, on Snapchat at Mr. Amin, on Twitter at Mr. Amin, and on Facebook at Mr. Amin. Please subscribe, please follow us. This for those who will not be able to watch this live segment, will be posted on YouTube, so you can watch it. You can also go on YouTube to watch it. So thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see all of you next week, hopefully. Thank you so much.